Hey guys, welcome back to another guide video. This guide video is going to be covering the first Legion raid Valtan. For Gate 1, the essential battle items are Panacea and Whirlwind Grenades. When you enter, you will fight the Purple Wolf until 45 bars. At 45 bars, the Red Wolf will spawn. Stand on the left to avoid taking damage. Every time the Red Wolf hits you with his claws, you will gain a bleed stack. At 3 bleed stacks, your raid group will take lots of damage. Use a Panacea or abilities with Purify before reaching 3. At 40 bars, the Blue Wolf invades. If you have a gold buff with no timer on it above your HP bar, you have to fight the Blue Wolf. If you don't have this buff, focus red. 2 players will get a target above their head, 1 red, 1 blue. These players will have the aggro from that color of wolf. Separate the wolves to do more damage. At 30 bars is the orb and stagger check. There's a couple of ways to do this. Grab orbs starting at 1 o'clock and grab them separately in order going clockwise. After you grab an orb, stagger the boss. If your group lacks stagger, use Sidereal Way. If your group has good stagger, just use Thyrene when the check is over. Option 2 is you can have all players except for Raid Leader run to the bottom of the map. Raid Leader uses Way and aggroes the orbs away from the stagger check. Everyone runs up and completes the stagger. If Raid Leader doesn't aggro all orbs and there are some following other players, those players should just avoid the stagger check and just train the orbs away. At 25 bars, the Red Wolf invades. This time players with the buff will fight the Red Wolf. At 15 bars, the orb and stagger appear again, and after you fight the Purple Wolf. That's all for the mechanics, but knowing the attacks of the fight are important for completing the raid, I will quickly go over the ones you should look out for. If you see these glowing orange circles on the ground, run as far as you can to avoid damage. Purple and Blue Wolf's arms will change colors. If it's blue, they will throw a grenade that freezes you. Purple Wolf will sometimes fear a player and stun them. If you are the player feared, ping your location and the rest of the players need to break a stagger check. If the boss's arm is green, run far away after they throw a green circle on the ground to avoid lots of damage. For Gate 2, I recommend bringing a Time Stop and Destruction Bomb. 7 players should have a Destruction Bomb, 1 player should bring a Corrosive. At the start, run to the bottom right tower and wait for Valtan to charge. On the second stomp, player with Corrosive throws the bomb. After seeing the red telegraph, move out of the way. After Valtan gets stunned, throw Destruction Bomb and use your skills with weak point. We do this to break the 2 stacks of armor Valtan has. If you break his first stack fast, he will leap and spin to a player. If he breaks the top right tower, just run to the top left tower for the next charge. For this stun, you won't have any bombs, just use weak point skills. After a couple of attacks, he will leave the arena and hammers will start falling on each player, so spread out. 8 hammers per player will fall, and after the 7th, you should try and find a safe spot either at the bottom of the map or by the edges of the map with broken towers. After Valtan comes back, he will want to charge again, so go to the last tower indicated by the blue orb on the map. Once again, throw Corrosive on the second stomp and Destruction after he's stunned. After this, the hammers will fall again. At 130 bars, throw Sidereal Balthor. Avoid the first upcoming red telegraph and just wait for the second. If you don't have a blue orb or Balthor buff, you will die to the second attack. You don't need the blue orbs, it's better to just use Balthor instead. At 120 bars, Valtan will break the arena. At 110 bars, Valtan will throw a red telegraph and summon pillars you need to hide behind. Valtan will aim at 1 player with a red pizza. If you're being aimed at, try to avoid pillars with players hiding behind them. After the pizza stops following you, jump into the yellow area and use a time stop. After the attack goes off, you will aim at usually the same player, but this time the rest of the raid doesn't need to hide and can now do damage. At around 85 bars, Valtan will break one side of the arena. You can now fall off this side from his attacks. He will also do the same pattern he did at 110 bars. Keep in mind pillars hit by the pizza will explode and after the rest will explode as well. 65 bars, Valtan will jump to the middle and players will have an AoE under them after he stomps. It's best to group up before he stomps and dodge after. He will then cause a cutscene. After his cutscene, he will turn to a player. Once his turn animation is over, all players need to counter after 3 seconds. Only 1 player needs to hit the counter, but it's best everyone tries to ensure you hit it. 30 bars, Valtan will break the last side of the arena. Tuck yourselves on the opposite side. Note that you can't walk off, only get knocked off by Valtan. He will then do the same pillars pattern. At 17 bars, wait for Valtan to teleport and group up on the left side. You will have to dodge his first attack and then run back after and use Balthor. Balthor will help you survive his upcoming attacks. Make sure to run clockwise together after he starts punching the ground. He will then spawn 3 pillars and you can run to the open spot with no pillar without taking damage. The ghost phase will now start. All you have to do for ghost phase is counter the clones that run on the sides of the map and avoid damage from Valtan. To do effective damage, you need to counter 4 times in normal mode and 6 times in hard. Each counter will help restore the Sidereal bar, and when it's full, use Thyrene for more damage. If you miss a counter on the clone will do an attack that has a chance to knock off your teammates. That's it for the mechanics, so here's a few patterns to understand to prevent wiping. If Valtan freezes and holds his hammer in the air, you need to counter 3 times. After one person counters, they will get an aura around them that silences teammates, so try to stay away from each other. Other players will also have orbs following them, try to avoid picking them up. If you don't hit the last counter, it's an automatic wipe. These orbs will also spawn for another pattern where you do need to pick them up. 4 orbs will spawn, and for every orb that isn't grabbed, the raid group will take lots of damage. I don't have footage, but if you see Valtan freeze with his hammer to the side and his hand out, this is his grab. He will charge and grab the player he is tracking. This is easy to dodge, but hard to see sometimes. All you have to do is either use spacebar when he is tracking you, or just walk in a straight line out of his line of sight. Thank you for watching the video. As always, leave a like or subscribe if you found the video helpful. You can also comment if you have any questions about the things in the raid. I also stream on Twitch every day if you need an immediate answer.